Hey, welcome, Coach Eric here. Today we're talking to Mandy, who is a coaching client of mine, and she signed up for an Olympic distance triathlon and wanted to do really well in the run. So we're going to hear about her story today. Mandy, how are you?
I'm great. How you doing, Eric?
Very, very well. And you've now completed your triathlons. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And I'm very proud of you, and I hope you're proud of your accomplishment as well.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about it. Tell us how was it for you?
Yeah. So I've done sprint triathlons for, I don't know, maybe 3 years now. And I really last fall decided I wanted to stretch myself and maybe do an Olympic.
Mm-hmm.
And, but it was always the running part for me. Swimming was pretty good and the biking was pretty good for me, but the running, I just had a belief that I wasn't a runner. So I knew that part in an Olympic could be a challenge. So the race actually went well. I mean, I didn't have real high expectations around trying to hit a time or anything. For me,
Right.
It was about finishing. It was about having a good time. It was completing the race, which I did, and I felt okay about my time. Again, as I said, I wasn't focused on a time, but the running part was much better for me. My mindset was much better about it. I certainly, without the coaching and the training with you, it would not have been that experience because it was long. I mean, it was longer than the sprints that I had done.
Yeah. Okay. So you already alluded to your goals. Like you weren't there to necessarily place or to
No.
get a podium place, but you wanted to have a really good experience for yourself, right? And
Correct.
initially, you always found in those sprint triathlons that it was the running part that was holding you back.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Mm-hmm.
So you found me through the website, and you signed up with me as your running coach. And then, can you tell us about your experience of the program? Like, how did you experience my coaching?
Yeah. I'd never actually thought about getting a running coach, to be honest with you. And I'm a coach. Like, that's what I do. So it's kind of funny. I hadn't really thought about that, but when I saw that you were, I was really attracted to the part that there was a sort of a marketing piece about, helping you with form and, maybe, and again, I've never been a runner. So I'm all self-taught. I just never thought about it, that any of that that there may be those issues. So when I signed up, I am certainly familiar with a coaching model, and I wondered, okay, how's he going to do this half a world away from me, because I live in the United States. But that wasn't too much of a concern, because just in reading your material, I knew I knew you knew about running, and you are a runner and you run a lot, and so those sort of fears about, well, gosh, he's not here, or I'm not meeting in person with him, quickly went away, because I knew you knew exactly what you were doing. And I always felt like, I got plans from you. I knew what to do every day. I knew you were looking at my plan, like what I did. If I had a question about, this run was such and such, and why do you think that happened? I always got a response from you. I mean, it was like you were here.
Right.
So that was never a challenge at all. And I loved having you look at my videos. I mean, to go back over those of my running. So, I got to take a video several times, and you would show me where, I needed to look at, or to try to improve, or to try to think about this, or to try to look at that. That was invaluable. Because, you don't know if what you're doing in terms of what you're telling me is actually working, but you have the ability to look at a video. And also, a lot of your drills and things, sometimes I wouldn't understand them, but you always had a video with those, with a total explanation. So it was what I loved about it is that it was kind of like a recipe for success. It just, here's what you do, you follow this, you do this today, you put it in. super easy, and I got the results.
Great. Oh, that makes me so happy for you to hear. Especially the part about the running form, right? And I know there's a lot of people that are hesitant about the not being near the coach, but with the videos, it actually sometimes works better because I as a coach have a time to really break down your run, and
and
it's
you get to see it frame by frame, and you put little marks on it. Here's where your knee is, and here's where your foot. Like if you had been standing there telling me, I wouldn't have seen it as clearly as the frame by frame by frame. So that was super helpful.
Awesome. Okay, that's great to hear. So overall, your experience was really good, and you feel that you really changed your running style and your running form.
And it's not as hard it was my running form. There were things that I was doing in my running form that didn't feel good. That's why it didn't feel good to me. And so the tweaks and changes that I made, and I think along with the drills and the training plan, I actually almost enjoy running. Like I ran this morning, and I'm not right now training for anything coming up yet. So I will go out and run, which is something that I didn't do before. And so that's a real good, because it's this piece too that you worked with, which was great. The mindset.
Yeah. Well, that's where it starts, right? That's where it starts. So awesome, Mandy. That is really, really cool to hear you say that. And thank you so much for taking the time to hop on the call.
Absolutely.
And tell us this wonderful story.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you so much. If you want to have a similar experience to Mandy and would like to get started with coaching, while I wait, please click the button below and let's get started.